ceiling topping 100 degrees, but we are inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. That sound of the big red siren brings the Cardinals and their fans to action. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Arizona Cardinals. Mike Tirico next to the great tight end, Greg Olsen. Glad you are joining us for this one. And off we go from Arizona. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Jacksonville offense ready to go to work for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
I think we're seeing this so often now in the modern NFL is quarterbacks who can hurt you both improv as a scrambler and also with designed runs coming out of the huddle. So this is a tricky situation. Guys who can run with this kind of speed, you have to be very careful how you pass rush them. You're not just rushing to a spot. It's not just an X behind the center. You got to try to corral him and keep him in the pocket because when he escapes, big plays are to be had.
They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Second and 6. At the 31-yard line.
From the 31, here's second down and 6. From the gun, it's Goff. Flush to his right. Will be a little short of that first down. Tackled at about the 37-yard line.
Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his first and second read, but what they failed to do is account for him as a runner, making something positive out of a play that initially didn't look like it had much of a chance.
They'll go with the sneak, and that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run game. Third and short, fourth and short, the ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
Duvernay with the grab. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
26 yards.
That one good for 26 yards.
Jaguars, first down. A gain of 26 yards. First down, Jaguars.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Give him 10 more on that one. Just enough for another first down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass. And if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Brings up second and 8 at the Cardinals' 25-yard line.
Second down and 8. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Really smart play, especially considering how early it is in the game. If something's not there, force it, just throw it away and play the next snap.
Play 8 of the opening drive coming up, and now they face third down. Here's Goff. This one just too far for the receiver, out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. Tim Patrick was the intended target. And that's going to lead to a 4th down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
Little's kick is good. And the Jaguars are out to an early 3-0 lead.
And that's a good drive right out of the gate. They're able to make some plays, move the ball down the field. I know they didn't get a touchdown, but that is a good positive result.
Three points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. The return starts from the 5. Now an opening past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. So out comes the Arizona offense for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
You know, Mike, it's kind of become cliche. You know, these guys come onto the field and we say, hey, you got to defend every blade of grass. They can make every throw, but that's exactly the case anytime this guy's lined up behind center. And the amount of stress that it puts on your pass defense, on your secondary to know, I got to defend sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone, no matter where that ball is snapped. That's a tall task, and they're going to have to mix up coverages and be really sound on the back end, or this guy can really kill you. It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
He'll get this out to the left flat. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and
2. They'll look to throw. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
Told us, Mike, leading up to this game, they said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
They'll take this in back at the 16. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him. The Jaguars offense ready now for their 2nd drive. They were able to turn that opening drive into points. 3-0 our score as they start again with a 1st down. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And he'll be taken down up around the 32-yard line.
It's a
gain of 14. Good for a quick 1st down.
First and 10.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle.
So these, Mike, are the body blow runs. They're not big game, but they really set that physical tone for the rest of the game where now a good play caller can use some of these early runs to set up something a little bit bigger down the road.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 8. We're going to go right back to Henry. Whoa! Look at him move away from a tackler as he winds up gaining 7 yards. Nice run there.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the 1st down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage in a lot of situations, it'll get you the 1st down, just not here.
They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry, and he's got nowhere to go. That defensive front controls the line of scrimmage, It'll bring up fourth down.
It's fourth down.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
Punting unit comes on. Jaguars will kick it away. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take. The Cardinals offense ready to take over for their second possession. Play fake. He'll look to throw. That one is complete to McBride. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Off-balance throw. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 40-yard line. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His third catch goes for a first down.
And these are the throws that when they evaluate young quarterbacks coming out of college, they want to see you be able to make. Everyone worries about how far you can throw the ball. And while that's certainly important, to be able to make...
And he is going to go down, but we do have a marker at the line of scrimmage. They may have jumped the gun.
Still first down.
So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. On play action, he'll set up to throw. That's caught by Smith on the right side. And he's going to be out of bounds, so they take advantage of the 1st and 5 situation and pick up the quick first down.
Every staff in the league that understands if we have to play a rookie quarterback, regardless of their talent, regardless of how high they were drafted, the ideal situation is to fill that huddle with as many veteran players as possible. The quarterback's going to be young. He's going to make some mistakes. The more veteran, talented guys around him, the easier it is to weather those mistakes. This is a guy that we're used to seeing make a lot of his plays in the back end, Mike, kind of patrolling that center field safety position. But this time, he recognized that play up at the line of scrimmage, and he blows it up for a loss.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. A pass complete there to Smith. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd and 7.
Throwing now from the gun, and that is incomplete.
Intended for Tyquan Smith.
That's just a brutal miss, especially on 3rd down. I mean, if he delivers a good ball, Mike, that's a completion, 1st down, and this drive is alive. And I think he just tried to be a little too perfect, and he overshoots his target, and he's not there in time to reel it in.
Here's their punter now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Jaguars offense about ready to take over once more. They'll look to build on their 3-0 lead as this drive starts with a 1st and 10. Here's Goff. That one down the field. downfield, but it is incomplete.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
In motion, it's Robinson. Throwing on second down. Goff. That is caught. It's Robinson. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
And on third down, that ball incomplete.
And the defense knew they had to be ready for anything here on third and short. They decided to put the ball in the air, and they might have been better off keeping that ball on the ground because that defense was ready for it, and they were all over it.
On comes the punter now. It's on to punt for the second time in this opening quarter. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. And so far, not much has gone right. They've had it twice, punted twice. Looking to sustain something here on drive number 3. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He finds Traquan Smith for the grab. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
These hitch routes, they're usually just designed to pick up a few safe yards. An easy completion, get some rhythm for your quarterback. However, this time, he's able to make a little magic happen after the catch and turn it into something much bigger than even they were probably anticipating.
A give. Here's Johnson. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. A gain there of 16 yards. It's good for a Cardinals first down.
Second and short. Normally, this is a great time, Mike, to put the ball in the air and try to press the ball downfield. But in this case, they keep it on the ground. Has a similar effect. They pick up a good gain and a first down.
He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
2nd and 11. Now they'll set up to throw. He gets this into the hands of Green. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
That's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 3.
He'll drop to throw. In the middle, and he's got his man complete. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
At the 27-yard line.
Well, nothing real fancy here, Mike. Not a huge pickup, but anytime on third down, you got to know where the sticks are, who's your most reliable player, and I think everybody in this booth knows exactly what position that is.
A run with Benson. And he's going to wind up losing yardage here. And that will take us to the end of the opening quarter of play. Second quarter starts. Cardinals in possession of the football. They've got it 2nd down and 11. He'll look to throw. That's by the running back, Benson. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on second down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on third down where it's a little bit more manageable.
It's the quarterback with the sneak. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory, and certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on third and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points.
On the toss, it's Johnson. And they'll get him down inside the 5-yard line. It's first and goal coming up.
And this offense just continues to chew up yards and get first down after first down. And defensively now, you find yourself a little bit on your heels. You're defending a goal-to-go situation. They need to step up here and get a stop.
Benson. And this one ruined quickly. Take him back to the 5-yard line. Play is stopped. We have an injury to one of the Jaguars. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Back to the 5-yard line now. Second down and goal. They'll go with him again. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's third down.
The idea here on second down is in the event you're unable to score, at least put yourself in a third and manageable goal-to-go situation. But now after taking a loss, it really changes their approach here, and I think on third and goal now, they got to put this ball in the air.
Good throw, out wide, it's caught.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line.
Fourth down, and Jonathan Gannon will send in the field goal unit. This, about as short as you can get. He'll bang that one through. It's good. And the Cardinals will tie the game at 3 apiece.
You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
So the field goal ties things up, and we're back at it as this kicks away. On the return, it's Robinson. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back onto the field. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Quickly out wide for Kirk.
Cross pass. Complete to Noah Fant. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Second and 10. Duvernay in motion. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. He's able to get away from one man with the reinforcement. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
From the gun, on third down, it's gone. This one just too far for the receiver, out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays, but I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
This is taken at his own 30, and he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Cardinals offense ready to come back out for this next possession. First and 10 now from the 36. Right away, they'll set up to throw. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
On second down, it's Benson. And he's going to fight forward. Didn't get a whole lot, but it's going to be enough to move the chains.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
Every team has those vertical shots, Mike. They're on the call sheet, and they feel like they can get behind the defense. I think that was one of them, and just couldn't quite connect downfield because he had pretty good separation.
He'll try again here. Second and 10. Back to throw. Quick throw, taken in. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
And this is caught on the sideline. Going to have the first down. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe not. They say the feet were out of bounds. Wow. Big, tight call there. For the moment, it'll be 4th down.
Well, here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable, incomplete on that 3rd down try. That brings up 4th and short.
And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on 4th down.
So this play by the middle linebacker is all about play recognition. Reminds me of a former teammate, Luke Kuechly. He knew the play before it was going to happen. Watch him. He diagnoses, he tracks the ball, and bang, makes a huge tackle, short of the yard to gain, forces the turnover on downs.
Couple of first downs to start this drive. They're 1st and 10, up at the 42. On the give, here's Henry. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down.
You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts. But the problem is, it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, you're going to have to look to their defense to play really well.
That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
Initially, a nice job by the receiver. He actually was open downfield. He was able to get behind the defense, but the window closed up so quickly they couldn't get the ball to him. Prevents the big play.
3rd, they need 8. From the gun, it's Goff. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for third down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
Didn't get the hop he was hoping for. It bounds into the end zone, and it's a touchback. The Cards offense ready to take over once again. Here's a zone read to start the drive. And he'll force his way forward, maybe a yard. Second down coming in.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
The second down throw is incomplete.
And while the play results in an incompletion, I think these are the type of decisions from a young quarterback that you're okay with. If the play's not there, if you don't feel good, throw the ball away, don't turn it over, and let's live for the next play call.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. In trouble, and down he goes.
And it looked like that zone coverage had his head a little bit spinning there, Mike. I'm not sure he got a real clear picture of what the defense was giving him, and as a result, he holds the ball a little bit longer than he would have liked, and the defense is able to get home.
The Cardinals line up for a punt. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. This will be returned from the other side of midfield, and it'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Jags offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll have a short field ahead as they look to break our tie. It is 1st and 10. To throw is Goff. Open man is Robinson. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 39-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. With the ground. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. A pickup of 15 in the air. 1st down, Jacksonville.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
They'll run it on 1st down with Henry, and some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6.
Brought down at the 18-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
2nd down and 3. Here's Goff. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. Headed left, buying time. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Cam Little comes on now for the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Jaguars take a 10-3 lead.
Cardinals 3.
Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. This taken at the 5. Yeah! And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Cardinals offense headed back to take over once more. Just the lone field goal for them so far, down 10-3 in this one. And they'll start 1st and 10. Start out with a run, and it's Benson. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
They'll look to throw. That one is complete to McBride. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
And we've seen this time and time again. When this guy is in a groove like he is here, I mean, he's impossible to block. I mean, the offensive line, they've got to come up with a better plan to slow him down, or he's going to completely wreck this game.
The Cardinals lining up for a punt, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This fielded inside the 35. The Jaguars offense ready to get back at it. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Now, this looks like a design run, and he'll be taken down as we tick down. 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain here in this 1st half. We'll have more from Glendale. After this, they'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Goff to throw. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up third down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
Throwing here is Goff. And that is incomplete contact, but no flags. It's going to be fourth down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
And you'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over.
Automatic first down.
Take it to the half.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. Goff. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up second down.
Second down and 10.
I feel like their quarterback, for the most part, has looked pretty solid. I mean, it's everybody else that seems to have let him down with the drop balls and the mistakes. That's really what's killing these drives.
We'll try again. It's second and 10. On the bootleg, it's Goff. He'll swing this out wide to Henry. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
So, Mike, there's this idea that every time a defense blitzes, it has to result in a sack. But there's a lot of other ways that you can impact the play, and we see it here. Get the ball out of the quarterback's hand, get it to the check down, and now you just need to rally tackle and bring him down for a loss.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So anytime you find yourself in third and long, it's hard to really be unpredictable as a play caller because the defense knows it's most likely going to be a pass. They understand where the down and distance markers are, and there's really nowhere for him to go with the ball, and he has to throw it away.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Cardinals offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. So first and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. He'll get this out to the left flat, and he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's second down.
8 yards on the pickup, brings up second and 2 at the 31-yard line.
He'll step up and run this. Now timeout charge to Arizona. That is their second. They'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
These are the plays that just drive the defensive coordinator crazy, Mike. You do everything right, but you don't account for the quarterback scrambling. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a first down.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for first and 10. Quick throw here is complete. After the catch, he gets that 9. And a stoppage here for injury. One of the Cardinals shaken up. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff going to get a chance to look him over during the break. Now it's 2nd and 1. Here's a screen set up for Benson. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game, just one more thing for the defense to have to defend, make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone, defend it.
And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Okay, Scott, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustments will pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Here comes a return from the 3. Woo! And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Cardinals offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. First play of the drive, and here's Benson. And not much there. Good defense, held to no gain.
When you look throughout this game, Mike, I don't think there's even a debate. This defensive line has clearly won the battle at the line of scrimmage over this offensive line, and for an offense that wants the run game to be such a critical element to its plan, they've got to do a better job because there's nowhere to run, there's no holes for the back to find, and all these zero or negative runs are putting them in some really bad spots.
Right down at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
This is 3rd and 6. Blitz coming, he'll throw it. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on third down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on fourth down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
This one fielded out beyond the 25. The Jaguars offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. On play action, Goff. Throw here down the field. It will fall incomplete.
Contrary to what all of the fans at home think, I don't have rooting interest in any of these games. But as you know, when it comes to tight ends, there's no bigger fan than this guy right here. I want to see them be able to connect, especially on those big plays downfield.
The second down pass. He's tackled at the 34-yard line. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
3rd and 9. Now, Goff. That one on target with Kirk. They've got it. And he'll be out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
That's good for a Jaguars.
They get 21 on that one. That's good for a Jaguar. First down. Here's Henry. Ooh, some hitting going on now. He was rocked right at the line of scrimmage.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hacks to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he gets him 6 yards closer before going out of bounds. It's 3rd down coming up.
So anytime you decide to blitz, the hope is that the secondary can hold up long enough to allow the extra pressure guys to get to the quarterback. But when you don't get to the quarterback and he's able to get the ball on time and in rhythm, there are holes in the back end, and they're able to pick up the first down.
Here's Goff. Forced out wide. And he's going to go into the end zone on an electrifying run. Touchdown, Jaguars. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. And that is now a pair of rushing touchdowns. The quarterback giving it to them, Greg, with his legs in this one.
And we're starting to see, Mike, why this week this coaching staff told us they're encouraging this guy to do this more often. His ability to be a passer, but also a rusher, is an element to this offense that is hard for defenses to account for.
Little on now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Jaguars move out in front by the score of 17-3. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. Play fake. He'll look to throw. He gets this into the hands of Green. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
14 yards.
Give him 14 on that play. One first down.
1st and 10.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 43 and 8. RPO, quick throw, grabbed by Wilson. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
He'll look to throw. He'll go left side here and complete this one. He's going to be out of bounds with a gain of 7. That'll be enough for a first down.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself in your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Some defensive ends specialize in getting after the quarterback. Some defensive ends specialize in run game. This guy can really make an impact on both, as we saw here for that tackle for loss.
He'll drop to throw. They'll look to set up the screen here. They'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Number 32. It's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 4.
It's 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Now a screen set up for Johnson. And that one's just too long to get going. They'll come up, stop him before the lineman could get out to lead the way.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Cardinals will cut into that lead.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, it's Robinson. And they will finally get him down. He gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. The Jaguars offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Goff. He'll get this complete over the middle with Kirk. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
It's a gain of 20.
An even 20 yards. Impressive start to this drive.
And that was just a simple read that time. He knew his guy was going to come open in the middle of the field based on the look they gave. All he had to do was let the play develop and then deliver a strike to pick up the first down.
Goff's going to throw here on 1st and 10. That's caught over the middle by Thomas. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
A gain of
12 yards on that hookup. First down, Jacksonville. Here comes the jet sweep. Oh, he's going nowhere. Knocked down hard in the backfield.
Tried to get a little cute here, get the ball into the hands of one of their receivers in space on a jet motion, but really nice job there by the defense. When you can set good edges and you can have good force players on the perimeter of the defense, there's really nowhere for this jet sweep to go because with them running horizontal before the snap, Mike, it's very hard for these receivers to cut and get vertical.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. this one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. Next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
Cam Little for this field goal attempt. This a 42-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Jaguars add on to their lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
So after the field goal, back out is Little to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Cards offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Straight ahead, they go with Benson. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 6. They'll go again with Benson. And this will be a Cardinals first down. He'll get this up past the 40-yard line.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen, and not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2, but it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor, and when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense. It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
To the left side and taken in by Smith. We'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Get on, boys. We got this.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Now they'll set up to throw. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the 3rd quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
This is going to get out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back onto the field. This will start from the 12, trying to put a drive together here. It's 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And he's going to be taken down up around the 24-yard line. That one good for a dozen. And a very quick first down.
It's not just the blockers creating yards for him out there. He created most of that yardage on his own, shrugging off the initial tackle attempt and continuing to rumble downfield.
That's quickly out wide for Kirk. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10. That's good for a Jaguar. First down.
10 at the 34-yard line.
Looking for his tight end there, but led him too far. That's an incompletion.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
A second down throw for Goff. Open man is Robinson. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. 13 yards on that pass plays. First down, Jacksonville.
13 yards.
Now, there's not a lot to this route. Man coverage, and you got a drag route. Give him a little something off the line and go. Win with speed. Good, accurate ball on the front shoulder pad. Allows him to pick up the rest after the catch and leads to a big gain.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up here, first and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. Duvernay with the grab. And he's close to another first down. He's brought down just shy of the marker.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 44-yard line.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and a couple. This is Henry. And they'll take this down inside the 35. A gain of 11 on that one. That's good for a Jaguars. First down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's Goff. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, take it in over the middle.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
From the gun, on 3rd down, it's gone. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there, and they force 4th down.
So prior to that 3rd down call, Mike, I thought they put themselves in a pretty good situation. At that down and distance, they had run and pass, both at their disposal, but nice job by the defense being up to the task. Force the incomplete, brings up 4th down.
3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Jaguars will extend their lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Cam Little to kick
So
off for
after
the
the field goal,
Jaguars.
back out is Little to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
Take over 1st and
The Cardinals
10
offense
at their
ready to
own
get back at it.
27-yard line.
to throw here to begin the drive. Quick throws taken in, and he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. 13 yards to start that drive, and a quick first down.
And despite things looking pretty bleak at the moment, I think you got to respect the fact they're out there swinging. They're trying to pull off a double back here in the fourth quarter.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Catch made. Right side by Wilson. He'll be out of bounds. Decent pickup of 5 on first down.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 3.
They'll look to throw. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do.
And he'll be taken down. They've got him back at the 50-yard line.
With the right personnel, the safety position is like the ultimate chess piece, right? You can put him in center field to play pass. You can bring him up and make him a pseudo linebacker, but you also can bring him on pressure, Mike, and that's what this guy does so well. The timing and the speed, he got there in a hurry.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. He'll swing this out to Johnson, and he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
It's now 3rd down and long.
It is 3rd and long. Here's a screen set up for Benson. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. So it'll bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Anytime you call a running back screen, the key is the relationship between the offensive line and the running back. They have to be in sync perfectly to set up the big play. That wasn't the case here on 3rd down. He gets tackled short of the sticks.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he's going to have the Cardinals first down. That was something else. Big pickup on 4th and long. And they get a new set of downs.
At the 24-yard line.
Back to the air one more time. He gets this into the hands of Green. And he's close to another first down. He's brought down just shy of the marker.
The pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the 15-yard line.
He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll look to throw again. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
You know, it's really surprising to see him, of all people, let that one go. You just don't see him drop many balls. I mean, really, regardless of the circumstance. So, yes, there was contact. Yes, they timed it up perfectly, but typically that's a ball he's able to hold on to.
And the Cardinals are going to have 1st and goal. He's able to take it inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
And this is just a defeated defense at this point in the game, Mike. It's been like this all day long. They just have not been able to get the stops when they've needed them. Here's another chance on third down, and they just can't make a play.
He'll drop to throw. That's to the end zone, but it is incomplete.
Down in here in the low red zone, windows are just so short. The field's a lot wider than it is deep, so it really changes the scheme and the progression of the quarterback, and nowhere really to go with the ball, and falls incomplete.
He'll look to throw. And the defense trying to tighten down here. They're going to hold him to a gain of 3, and that's going to set up 3rd and goal.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back. It looks like the same old hitch route underneath, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
To the end zone, it's intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th and goal.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The Jags offense ready to see what they can do. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. Run it with Henry. And this is going to be a big loss. He kept retreating, looking for an escape hatch. Found nothing. And they get him down well behind the line.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Going to go right back to Henry. Whoa! Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable 3rd down, getting some good yardage on that 2nd down play.
So anytime you find yourself in a backed-up situation like this, Mike, there's 2 goals. You want to pick up 2 first downs, and then after that, of course, you want to go down and score. So first objective is complete. Let's see if they can pick up another.
Here's Goff. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
Now the return. The Cardinals offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. Here's Benson. A good physical run, motoring forward for 9.
Tackle made.
No, so I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
He's really struggled with his accuracy all game long, and when you look, Mike, I think he's had some opportunities downfield to connect with his guys, and it's one of the biggest reasons they find themselves trailing here late in this game.
It's going to be 3rd. They need 1. It's the quarterback with the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's fourth down.
No gain on a quarterback sneak? That's pretty surprising, Mike, anytime we see that happen. There just aren't many plays in the NFL that we consider to be automatic. The quarterback sneak is normally pretty close.
That is incomplete. It's a throw on fourth and short. It does not work out. They turn it over on down.
You find yourself down big. It's the fourth quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
They go three tight ends here on 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Henry. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Call it a gain of 13. First down, Jacksonville.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it, and no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the Cardinals' 38-yard line.
So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. On second down, here's a run with Henry. And a nice run there as he surges forward, a gain of 8, and sets up third down.
It's a gain of 8.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike, and they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense, and that's exactly what they've been able to do.
They'll try and run for this with Henry.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 4th and 1.
Cam Little for this field goal attempt. Spotted at the 35, this a 45-yard attempt. Another one through the upright. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Jaguars will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Cardinals offense ready to take over possession of the football. They're obviously looking for, I guess, a moral victory at this point. Still in search of their first touchdown of this game. This is probably going to be their last shot to get it in the end zone, and this drive will begin with first down. They'll start this on the ground with Johnson. Arizona will take its first timeout. Clock will stop. They'll stop it with a little over 30 left in the game.
2nd and 2.
Here's 2nd and 2. On second down, it's Benson. And this will be a Cardinals first down as he gets this up to the 40-yard line. Now a timeout charge to Arizona. That is their second, and they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining on the clock. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Throwing now from the gun. A pass taken in by Johnson. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. Cards going to signal for their third and final timeout. The clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the game.
48-yard line.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. That one is complete to McBride. And he'll be out of bounds. A pickup, though, of 6.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Second down, they need 3. Now they'll set up to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they say out of bounds. So, incomplete pass.
Brings up third down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense.
And now the referee looks like he has gotten word from replay. They're going to stop the game inside the last 2 minutes. All replays emanate from there. At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the official upstairs and the replay center in New York get the second look, and indeed this call will be overturned. They'll look to throw yet again. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You know, this is something that we typically see out of maybe a more veteran quarterback, not necessarily a rookie, but just having a really nice sense of game management, throw the ball away, and live for the next down.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. That one knocked away in the end zone, incomplete. What a good job locating the football by the defense where it matters most, and it'll bring up 3rd down now.
And while this one is all but over, these guys aren't going to let up one bit. They have a lot of pride in their performance, Mike, and just because they have this big lead, they're not going to give you anything easy here down the stretch.
A ball deep for the end zone. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete, and that will do it. This one comes to an end. So it is a win for our visitors, the Jaguars. They're able to get the job done in front of a hostile crowd as they come away with the victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.